Good evening, my friends. I can see a lot of luminaries in the gathering. I should say that at the outset, the Cadila people really putting on a very innovative stuff itself in getting in a session like this, something which I think more has to be interactive. I would say that innovations like what Thana city started, like we have some innovators here itself. Like I was just talking to Salve when one of the first Singhania hospital broke down. There were no ICU with ventilators in Thane city. One of the earliest was we found in the Risk Care Hospital. Likewise, we had probably one of the first thrombolysis must be done in Dr. Kumla's hospital in Janan. And these are the really innovative steps. And incidentally, of course, I'm not boasting, incidentally, I did the first angioplasty of the Thana district and city in Jupiter in 2006, October 24. I believe there are enough innovators here itself on a respiratory front, on an ICU front, and I believe definitely the highest thrombolysis, probably I don't know Bombay city, but definitely Thana district goes to Dr. Kumla. He has the highest thrombolysis. He has a recent paper also on that. Having said that, time immemorial, we forget that what are we trying to talk today is about the cardiovascular rich which is unmet. We daily hear stuff, read, but still fail to implement so many important values into your patients' lives because we don't have time probably. Because we're very busy practitioners, you need to really take a brainstorming to take them to take one pill for a hypertension or a dyslipidemia or diabetes or a combined thing, wherein that's why I think the challenges today is the early detection of the risk factors we see in day out, and then treating them as a guideline, and why the polypill concept is important, we'll see. How do you want to detect them early? Because these are the clustering risk factor. All you know is about starting from a hypertension, which is important, dyslipidemia, that is high LDL or triglyceride or low HDL, and then smoking, and then of course hyperglycemia, diabetes I told you, and many other new risk factors like even hyperhomocystinemia and raised CRPs are the new things. But more important, I would want to stress you is that if the guy comes from a very high familial history of heart disease or stroke, itself is a big risk factor. And nowadays, the stress, if you see in a few slides ahead, you'll be amazed to see the differences between an urban and a rural lifestyle. I always tell about when you talk about hypertension is a thumb rule of 50 thumb rule. What is 50? 50% of the hypertension are not diagnosed. Out of the remaining 50%, 50% are treated. And out of that 50%, that is 12.5% are treated adequately. It's very amazingly true. An American data, which I'm sure in India must be 8 or 9% are treated adequately. Can you believe it? If you can treat at least 60-70% of the hypertensive patients adequately, you can reduce huge load of cardiovascular diseases in form of stroke, MIs, and bleeds to a huge extent, which I'm sure Cadila should take a very innovative, huge, long mass of patients wherein they should study about 20-30,000 patients in India. It's not difficult to adequately control the hypertension in that 30,000 patients and show the world that this can be a huge impact on the cardiovascular risk factor reduction. So these are the, as I said to you, you can see that the inadequate control is seen in 40%, maybe a newer slide, but still at large it is not more than 12, 13, 15%, which are, you only seeing the urban patients. Mind you, the incidence or the prevalence of the cardiovascular, that is including MI and stroke, was about 2% or 4% in the 1960s, which went to 12% in urban areas by 2010, whereas it's still 6.5% in rural areas, implicating that the long walks, manual exercise, and that is a must for those rural guys who have to go to the field and work, and also not eat very easily available high fatty, high trans fats like the urban areas wherein you are in a rush, you want to eat a pizza or a burger or a samosa or a vada pav, which is difficult. So, having said that, these urban lifestyle, good work, physical activity are very important for reducing the risk factor. These are one of the studies which show that how we can prevent and reduce the low-cost medicines or secondary prevention of the patient with history of stroke and CVD, which was a study which had included all these elements in that. And if you see that 1/3 of the patient discontinued treatment within 1 month of the therapy, which is very surprising, because if you have one antihypertensive drug, one dyslipidemic drug, one diabetic, antidiabetic, one aspirin, if you put on 4 or 5 drugs, naturally it becomes a really burden. And I'm sure as a physician, if you are suffering from hypertension or diabetes, you yourself will know that the pain of taking 3-4 pills is a real pain, because you want to be very productive working, and in the midst of your work, or you would like to take a pill before it's so difficult sometimes, maybe a little embarrassing, but more difficult and sometimes very logistically difficult. So this study which showed that within a month, even 1/3 of the patients could discontinue such a thing. So there are other studies which I'm not going to elaborate for the want of the time here, but the concept, what the Cadila people want to put in as a IMACON, wherein that in a polycap, which was the started research maybe 10 years back, which was very innovative, I should say, because today, if you have a combination of a beta blocker, a diuretic, as you heard that diuretics have come back to the role of first antihypertensives again after almost 20 years. So it become now diuretics in JNC 7 and 8. And of course, along with AC inhibitors, they can be very important. My suggestion to the Cadila would be, as a small innovation, that when they have combined atenolol and ramipril of 5 mg with hydrochlorothiazide, that we cannot give it to too many Indian patients. I don't know what my senior colleagues, Dr. Kulkarni, Dr. Kumla, also would say, that it is very difficult to give all these three to a lot of Indian patients. Mind you that if the patient has got 170 or 180 by 100, we can easily give it. But many people come with 150, 100, 160 by 100. You are really scared, because one dose of a beta blocker with a diuretic ramipril can bring down the blood pressure bank to 120, 110 or 100, which can be difficult. That's the biggest. I was talking to Dr. Sarve, he was also hearing the same thing. It is going to be little challenging, so that I would say that they could start something like Polycap 1 or Polycap 2. Polycap 1 will have 1 combination, Polycap 2 will have 2 combination, Polycap 3 will have 3 combination, which makes sense because statin and aspirin is fine. And if you have a Polycap 1, 2, 3, and I'm sure a lot of general practitioners would see that Indian patients somehow respond to suboptimal doses of American this thing, which I'm not sure what happens in tuberculosis. I'm not sure there, but especially in cardiology and in maybe in antihypertensive therapy, if you want to make it more amicable, you should definitely see that you should start with the Polycap 1, 2, 3 is my suggestion. Of course, you can take it and think about it, because we have a combination, beautiful combination of 75 milligrams of aspirin, 5 milligrams of ramipril with the simvastatin and atenolol being a very, very important drug, because many of, I think 80% of the general practitioners who have been treating with one atenolol of 50 mg, there are hundreds, thousands of patients of 50 mg of atenolol, but time immemorial they are treating. Because if you can you imagine they add a diuretic and aramipril can make the pharmacokinetic bioavailability fantastic. So this is one of my suggestions. But this wonderful combination of this polycap study was done as a TIP study, wherein definitely there's no doubt about that. In fact, if you know, we have anti-hypertension guidelines nowadays. If the hypertension is suboptimally controlled by one drug, do not go to the maximum dose of the first drug. If you cannot control in 4 weeks, it is now a big suggestion to combine 2 drugs or 3 drugs, which makes the 2 important things. One, both the drugs are used in a very synergistic way and in a symbiotic way, and the side effects are less, and the compliance is great, and the end effect is excellent. In sense is that if your patient is not controlled one drug at a highest dose, if you combine them with 2 or 3 drugs, it's a phenomenal combination. So definitely this is already come in all the ACC, AHA and European guidelines. So Polyfert definitely reduces the CV risk by combining these 3. The greatest part in Indian scenario is the compliance, and then the cost. These are the 2 wonderful combinations of drug which can have the combination of 3 drugs like this. I would end my remark on this, and I think my chair can take some questions, so that we're very happy. Thank you so much.